enjoy the fun, chatting with interesting people while styling while we run. It's Kickin in Crocs. We're kicking in Crocs.
I was just thinking as I choke on my tea.
Listen, we're giving you a chance to finally have your intro that you beg us for. You blow it
Hello,
3 times.
and welcome to Kickin the Crocs, the podcast, where Steve dies on camera.
We talk about martial arts stuff, geeky stuff, and all sorts of stuff while he chokes himself to a early
Hello.
sleep
Oh
of
my
eternal.
God. Malone.
Eternal sleep for poor Steven.
All right, we're good. We're good.
It's coming.
Hello,
today.
and welcome to Kickin the Crocs, the podcast. We talk about martial arts stuff, geeky stuff, and all sorts of stuff. My name is Steve, the dying half of Kicking in Crocs.
Drink some tea. My name's Dave. The half of Kickin the Crocs that knows how to sip tea properly.
And I'm Nick, apparently the other half that also knows how to drink tea properly, because this guy doesn't know how to drink it at all.
He
so.
drinks tea from the shadows, though. So you don't
Always.
actually know he's drinking tea. You just hear the.
I don't
No.
drink tea.
You hear a small slurp from the shadows, some steam.
I don't drink
rising in
tea.
the mist.
Tea just likes to nourish me. That's how it
Exactly.
is.
Anyway, hello everybody.
Hey, hello. You're going to have to pull up the notes because I can't access them.
Well,
How
we're
we
going to
doing
start
there?
off first and foremost.
We have some topics tonight, everybody. We actually have things planned.
We're going to start off first and foremost with the fact that how I
in
did
order.
not know this fact, and somebody brought it to my attention at my son's birthday party.
Love it.
And I went, really? And I looked into it.
Okay.
And then I promptly called Andrew, who's been a guest on the podcast.
Well, let's backtrack now. What was the fact?
Well, that's where I'm getting at. I promptly called Andrew to release this fact to him,
Okay.
devastating his entire worldview.
No.
The company, Hey Dudes,
Type of shoe.
which you guys have
Similar
probably
to Vans.
Would you
I would
say
say more
Vans?
Yep.
closer
I
to
was like a
Snooks.
loafer. They're like a
Vans.
loafer.
Closer to Snooks is
You
what
think
I would put 'em.
Vans? I don't
I
know,
think
Put 'em
man.
closer to
Some of the
Snooks.
styles do. Some of
I
the
always see people in
stylistically.
the loafer one, the look more loafery.
Well, say your story first, then we'll jump into the discussion.
Okay, well, it turns out that this very popular brand that a lot of people get on Amazon, that seems to be the place to get them. You know, a bunch of people that wear them. My uncle wears Hey Dudes. Andrew likes Hey Dudes. A lot of people are like, oh, I love my
He
Hey Dudes.
loves Hey Dudes. Like, I'm sorry, I just can't wear Crocs, man.
Hey
I'm just not as
Dudes.
comfortable as my Hey Dudes.
The Crocs
really say
Corporation
that. He
owns
sounds just
Hey
like him.
Dudes.
Crocs owns them.
Right now.
So that's,
Boom effect right now.
that's why I immediately
Mind
called
blown.
Andrew. And I was like, hey, Andrew, you like those Hey Dudes that you wear, right? He's like, oh, yeah, they're really comfortable. I said, and I stop and I go, you know who owns those, right? And he goes,
He's like the dude.
I know he immediately knew what I was talking. Like he
He
didn't
could tell
know.
by the tone of his
He
voice.
didn't know, but I was like, hey, you know who owns those, right? And he goes, no. I said, oh,
You
yes.
saw it in your eyes.
I said, oh, no, we were on the phone.
Because you had a
we were
you had
on
a
the
sound
phone.
of victory.
We were on the phone. He
You
didn't
had
see
the
anything in
tone
my
of
eyes.
victory in your
And
eyes.
he goes, no. I said,
In your
oh,
voice.
that's right, sir. Hey, dude, is owned by the Crocs Corporation.
They can do it all, folks.
When he told me, I think it was the same night that you called him.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was
Yeah, I
the same
called
night
him
you
from Colorado.
Yep. I think it was the same day that you called him. He told me, and I said, "Huh? You've been wearing Crocs your whole
Longer
this
than
whole
us?
time, and you never knew it."
So now, how did you find out, Dave?
So I found out because somebody told me, I forget who now, told me at Declan's birthday parties. I think it was one of my family members. I think it was one of my family members, and they mentioned it casually. I said, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, that's owned by." I said, "No."
And
So
he looked
I
to confirm it, and it
So
was
I
true.
did a Google search, and 2 days before Christmas 2021, Crocs agreed to buy Hey Dude for $2.5 billion.
How many?
What was the date?
Most of it in
2021.
cash
Oh, so
and
recently.
a smaller amount in stock. So as of 2021, yep, Crocs is known. Yeah. Love it.
That's crazy.
I love that.
Yep.
Crocs taking over the
Hey,
world,
dudes,
one
man,
shoe
eat
company
this
at a
I'm
up.
just
time.
Have a
surprised
good
they're just
time.
like, yeah, you see that shoe? We're just gonna buy it for a couple billion.
I
You
just,
know how
I
many
just.
companies do that though?
And
They
then
do
do
that.
that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
Oh yes.
Out of their
We
Croc
bought
mugs.
those.
No, but-
That's small.
but it's
shoe
common, and
company for a
it's-
couple billion
$billion.
dollars.
it is definitely common in tech fields for companies to snatch out, to snatch up
In-
like startups
Oh God,
and
look, it
like
happens all the time.
any
In
type
banking,
of corporation will absorb the competition and bring it under our. I mean,
But it's a regular part of capitalism.
oh yeah, but I mean,
Spartan Race did the exact same thing with Tough Mudder.
yep. Well,
People were
cool.
saying like, "Oh, Tough Mudder's starting to become better than Spartan
Now
Race."
they got rid of Tough
And
Mudder,
Spartan
you said, right?
Races said,
No, they still
"Oh,
have
yeah?
Tough Mudders.
That is not here.
No, they're here.
No, what do they get rid of?
Rugged Maniac.
You're thinking
Which
right
is a
Maniac is
different-
what you're thinking
but-
of.
Yeah.
But Spartan Race literally be like, "Oh yeah, you think Tough Mudder's better?" And they go and they buy Tough Mudder.
Well,
Like,
you know,
it's ours.
Google.
WWE, WCW.
Google's
move.
notorious for doing it. Google brought up tons of startups, and anytime a good startup appears in the tech industry, Google's like, you belong to us now.
Well, there's companies that, without getting into details, they'll have tech competitions to see where the talent is, and then they're
Right.
like, we'll take your small company. We'll take your small company.
Yeah.
But they do
Of
the
course.
competitions to grab, to draw the talent in and see
Oh,
where it makes
absolutely.
sense.
I mean, that's the plan with Kickin and Crocs. If anybody's trying to do their punching and polos, we would just absorb them.
Yes, because we have that kind of capital.
We do. 1.2 billion Skittles. That's
Done.
enough.
Even then.
No, gibbets. We pay in gibbets.
We're paying the.
No way, they're expensive.
We're paying.
Don't listen to him.
Exactly.
He doesn't know money.
We're paying Skittle
Skittles.
Littles. Have you had the Skittle Littles yet?
No, I
have.
like the M&M. It's like M&M minis with
They're
Skittles.
M&M minis, but they're Skittles.
Oh, I love Skittles too. Skittles are. I gotta
But
be
it
careful. with
rhymes
Skittles, they're
though.
addictive.
Skittle Littles. It
The
rhymes.
Skittle,
yeah.
but you know what's crazy is the meanest prank you can play on somebody is putting a bowl of M&Ms and
Is
mixing
make them
in a
Skittles?
bowl of Skittles.
Oh my
No,
God,
so
chewy
it's-
chocolate.
So you don't know what you're getting, and you think you're just getting like, oh, here's some M&Ms, but
I
there's
mean-
Skittles in it. Boom.
If someone just takes
Those
the time
flavors
to
are
look
not
at
great
what
together.
letter is on the candy.
You don't look. You just.
So what you do
this.
is you lick the letter off first, and then no.
You want to really get.
That's
it, you
way
just
more of a
pre-lick all the
prank than
letters.
just mixing those.
Can you
together.
tell I'm more weight tonight than the last time?
Yeah, it's good to have you back.
Honestly, I would not
David.
have known last time, but sure.
I knew.
I'm glad you knew.
You don't
So,
know me
I'm
anymore.
glad you do. What do you mean I don't know you anymore?
You
I was
lived
more
in
asleep
my
than
house,
you were
you
that
Reading
last time.
someone's body language is a lost art.
I was
You
more
live
asleep
in my
than
younger
house.
generation.
Podcast.
So this man lived in my house for like a week and
I
doesn't
did.
know.
I lived in his house without him here, so how does that help me know who he is?
You fit into the man's shoes. You sleep in the man's bed.
I mean,
I
I'm
never
sure-
put his
You
shoes
test the
on.
man's
Oh,
cereal.
he went through
and
my
never- I
entire.
never got a
He went through
stereo.
all my drawers. He probably pulled out every Croc I own. I was like, let me try
He
these
wore
on.
all
Let me
your
try
outfits.
those on.
He's like, I'm Dave.
I
I'm
did
Dave.
no
did
such
send-
thing.
I
I
did
have my
send-
own Crocs. I don't need his.
I did send.
My name is Master Dave.
They're just coming out with the mellow, the mellow E's, which are another type of sneakery
Those
shoe.
do look
They
comfortable.
look great.
Those look comfortable. I saw
So
those.
I
You
did.
showed me.
I sent them to a family chat that we have, like my mom, my
People that buy him Crocs.
yeah,
is
my
basically what he
well,
sends them to.
no, because Kelsey's in the chat too.
Well,
she doesn't buy
needs
me
to be there to
Crocs.
monitor it, though.
But
it has to be fair. It has to be balanced.
I
Checks and
asked
balances,
for it
checks
for
and
a
balances.
back to school present. Because I was like, at first I was gonna go with Halloween present. It was like, no, man, that's all in October.
That's too
I don't
early.
want
And
to
then
wait
it was
that
like,
long.
early birthday present. That's in March. Christmas in December. What's coming up? And then it hit me.
Back
to school.
Yeah, but you're not. You don't have kids going back to school
I
right now.
teach
And
kids that
you're-
go back
No,
to
no,
school.
no. But
It's
you're
the
not
season.
teaching a school season, though.
It's
you
the
have
season. It's a season of back to school. I always got back to school shoes when I was
Listen,
a kid.
any reason to
Listen,
celebrate,
listen.
David.
The
Any
school
reason to
does
celebrate.
So when you were-
back to
when you
school
were- when you
events,
were-
we do back to school specials.
Listen, when you were a
so many
kid,
back to
did
school
you get
things.
back to school shoes?
No.
No, you never did back to school shoes.
I don't know. My mom got me stuff all the time. It's similar to what I do with the kids now. Get it when you need it.
The only
I
time,
don't
yeah,
wait for those
exactly.
times.
The only time, see, there were times.
I
when
never
needed
not
them.
had what I
There were
needed. I
times,
always had
there were
what I
times
needed.
where I needed back to school shoes, but there were also
Oh,
times
that was
where I
like a
did not.
tradition in my house. We always got back to school shoes.
That's
like,
cool.
But I had one pair of back to school. That was it. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like
Yeah, that's all you get.
more.
That's it.
It wasn't
My
like the
mom
more
would just
modern.
wait until I annihilated a pair of shoes and then got me new shoes.
Like,
It wasn't
oh, it's
like-
falling off your feet. Okay,
it
yeah,
wasn't
might
the
be
more
time.
Oh, but I
modern.
would crush shoes.
It wasn't the more modern Dave that has a plethora of shoes to choose from. It was these are the shoes that you wear every day.
Yeah, because
These are
your dad
shoes
didn't
now.
want to tolerate modern Dave on his wallet. He's like, no.
He's very
Here's
happy
your
he doesn't
shoes.
have to right now.
Kelsey, my love, my angel, sweetest person in my life.
Kelsey is home.
Kelsey, can you hear me?
Is laying
Did
down.
you do? Did you do? And she appears.
from around the corner.
Did you
with
do-
your
So
arms
you
crossed.
know we've been trying so hard to get Kelsey on.
Did you do back to school
I've
shoes?
added an off-camera mic just
She's
for
not
you.
gonna pick it up. I don't believe
She
it.
can pick
You
it-
got.
I won't
No, she
believe
can
it.
pick it
I don't
up.
believe it. I don't
She's
believe it.
not going to be
It's not gonna happen.
seen. It's fine.
not
No,
gonna
the
happen.
goal is for.
I'm gonna
she doesn't
reverse
want to
psych-
be on the show.
I'm going to
I
reverse
get that.
psychology
I
this.
get that.
Don't pick that mic up.
Nothing he does is success. Don't listen to. Listen, he don't. He's never successful.
Come on, we got to
with
hear
this
your
stuff.
voice.
But anyway,
Did
so-
you do back to school?
Yes.
Back to school shoes.
Yeah.
You got to talk into the mic.
Your family did that? Was we didn't do that. We didn't do back to school shoes. I just did. Did I break those shoes? Time for new shoes. And I broke shoes like it was my hobby when I was younger.
That's funny.
I playing basketball. You'd cut and they weren't making
Yeah.
basketball.
Yeah,
and they'd
you need
tear
to
the
have
sole
basketball
off.
shoes.
I'd wear Converse regularly,
You
but
know-
they were not
you know-
really. Even though the first basketball shoe, they're not actually really.
You know what's
well
amazing? Is
basketball.
I wore basketball shoes like up until like I want to say 5th grade, and the kid named Scott Weiss was the first kid I ever saw wear running shoes. And
On a
I was
basketball
like,
court?
They're good. No,
No,
they're good.
just in general, because again,
Oh, they're good. I could wear them.
So
I
he-
ended
he-
up wearing them. Not good for your ankle.
you know how running shoes have like the sole and it goes all the way up to the front.
Mm-hmm,
It was the first time I ever saw that. I was like, what are those? You know, in my idiot 5th grade brain. And then I came home
running?
and tried to describe them to my mom, like, but the bottom of the shoe keeps going up the front, and she's like,
the bottom goes on
"Oh,
forever.
Okay, and then my sister's like, "Those are running shoes, idiot."
Of course, your sister would be the one.
It's
to
like
tell you
he's the
that.
social one, not the smart one. Got it.
So yeah,
All
I
right.
got running shoes after that.
So now that we've talked about these new shoes and they're great, and
Yes.
the fact that Crocs is running wild over new styles of shoes.
Yes.
that you
So-
know about.
So
Hey,
as,
dudes.
as I mentioned,
shoes.
I called Andrew, the informer of the Hey Dudes stuff, from Colorado.
Nice. Kelsey, were you surprised that Hey Dudes belong to Crocs?
Did I really care? No.
Yes. Do you like Hey Dudes?
She doesn't even know what they are.
Oh, you
That
didn't
doesn't
know?
apply. I mean, I know because I've seen you wear them, but it doesn't apply to me.
It applies.
No, it does not.
It does.
I'm gonna get you a pair of Hey
You'll
Dudes.
love- You
It
know
really
why
does
they
not.
apply? Because he's going to start buying them. That's why it applies.
Because they now are under the Crocs
so
banner.
what's cool
So in
is
the
we
brief-
have asked Kelsey to be the silent voice today. The
silent
the
voice.
invisible voice today, because a lot of the great topics are on a recent trip you guys took.
Yeah, so we went out for a wedding to Colorado for Kelsey's cousin, Keaton, who is marrying a nice lady named
Does he
Jade.
always say it like that?
So there's a story behind that. There's a story behind why I said it that way. So half of Kelsey's family refers to him as Keaton, and then the other half of the family says
Us Jerseyans refer to him as Keaton.
Okay.
His mother and that side of the family say Keaton.
Keaton.
They
But
emphasize
they
the
emphasize
E
it
and the
like
T.
that.
Yeah,
Keaton.
they really say that E sound,
Yeah.
huh?
Keaton, which I prefer now.
I would just
'cause
say
it's
kitten all day. And,
Kitten.
and I'm sure I'm the 100th person to say that.
I like
Horrible
how
joke. but-
I like how it's. Oh, his mother calls him. The woman that named him chooses to call him this way.
AKA the important
the right
person
way.
knows
I
to
would
say
just
it
call
this way.
him.
So I believe we should start calling Declan.
Declan.
You're fired. Okay, back to real stuff. So how was
Parent
Colorado?
privilege is revoked.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Okay, so
Tell us about Colorado.
we got to break down Colorado. So the first things first is
You had a couple
we
different. yeah,
fly
things.
out Friday morning.
Yes.
We end up just by happenstance on the same flight as Jen and Greg, her sister,
Okay.
And brother-in-law.
brother-in-law,
cool.
my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law. So let's backtrack. Kelsey has made
This
two.
is the third start to the story.
Kelsey has
Nice.
made 2 phone calls
It's a record for
to
us.
United Airlines.
Mm-hmm.
2, each lasting about an hour in length,
Love it.
to ensure
That's great.
that we can sit together, my wife,
Got it.
myself, and my 1-year-old that has never flown.
Imagine
The
if they
first
said,
time,
the 1-year-old's
the
going to sit in another seat.
supervisor is trying to do her thing, and she's like, we can't get it to work. But
She told me it was erroring.
right, She's
Wouldn't
like-
assign a seat.
and
Damn.
here at United, we emphasize,
Family
We
together.
prioritize.
prioritize. We
Family seating.
prioritize
Nice.
family seating.
That sounds great.
Quoted.
So
Send you. I want the email. I want.
so that's the first phone call. So then
But she told me it'd be no problem. She said just go to the airport on Friday morning and at check-in or when you check your bag, she goes, Just talk to them, say you're traveling as a family, and they'll seat you together.
So
There
then-
should be no problem.
So then, second phone
okay.
call, because
We're onto
that didn't
something.
sit well with us. So
Naturally.
she makes a second phone call. Again, supervisor. This time, they accomplished the goal. They've assigned us seats together.
And you have this somewhere in writing.
No.
No, she does not.
You have nothing.
And I've
there.
been
It
at
was the
work.
night before. It
Then
was
you have nothing. They can email it to you.
All right, I'm not done. We arrive at the
dismal.
airport.
You're at the gate.
not
We
even.
do
Not
the
even.
check-in.
Luggage. For checking
We
luggage.
check the
Okay.
luggage. We head to the gate.
Well, at check-in, we find you have no seat assignment.
Correct. I have no seat assignment at check-in. So we make our way.
So do you just throw your luggage at them at that
So
point?
I got it.
What? Try that
Yeah.
again.
I have
Check
a
your
ticket.
thingy.
I have a ticket
Daddle
with
it
no
in.
gate. I have a ticket, but with no
No seat.
no seat. So we make our way to the terminal, to the gate where I gotta go, and we're like, we better go right up and talk to the person like we're
Of
instructed to.
course.
Now, we get there and they're like, now we had known because they keep telling you how busy a flight it is. So United oversold the flight.
That's like every flight.
Because
They do that all the time.
that's what they do, which is the craziest thing because you know exactly how many seats are in the flight, but they do it because they
No
plan on
shows.
people not showing
Yeah.
up. It's just greed.
It's
So we-
optimization, David.
yeah, whatever.
Sure.
So we make our way, and the lady's like, she looks at it. We'd like to make sure we're all sitting together, and we got to check the stroller anyway. She looked at the thing. She goes, "Oh, well, you're one of the people that doesn't have a seat." I said,
Tell me she was joking.
"I
Right?
said, what does that mean?" She goes, "Well, 2 people have to not show up for you to be on this flight."
But it's
said-
one seat.
I said,
it's one
I said,
chair.
wait a minute. What do you mean to be on the flight? She's like, oh, well, you're not actually on the flight. I said, wait a minute. What? We had 2 phone conversations. What do you mean I'm
Dave
not on
starts
this flight?
pulling on his scorpion mask.
I'm like, what do you mean I'm
Yes.
not on this flight? I have to be. Well, you would just wait for the next. Well, I mean, we take care of you and put in the next flight. So I'm like,
No.
I look at her and I
He's
go,
putting me on the flight that
I
I'm
go,
paying for.
do you see my wife and son and the bags? And
All of our crap.
I was like,
I'm not waiting for
I
the
said,
next flight that
we
accommodates
had-
your company.
We had 2
The one I paid for is this one.
hour-long conversations about this with United's corporate, and they said they prioritize family seating. And I was good though.
But
Kelsey
they
can
never
attest.
prioritized
I thought
which
you were going to lose it
plane.
more. I was impressed.
Kelsey was
She never
impressed.
said what plane family seating was on. Oh,
Ca-
see, you
now-
missed
now-
the
The next
details.
one.
Now Kelsey can
Devil's in the
attest.
details.
She thought I was going to be much worse than I was because I was very
I
calm.
thought you were
I
gonna
did say
be
to the
worse.
lady, I was like, look, I know it's not your fault because you could tell she was stressed. I said, I'm not.
She was good natured about it. She took it well. But
Yeah,
like,
and I'm like, I'm not snapping on you. I said, but why? I mean, we had 2 phone conversations. This was supposed to be resolved, and now you're telling me I'm not even on the flight.
Like, do you have any notes of those conversations?
And
something?
she's like, she goes, can I give me a minute? I'm gonna see if I can talk to somebody. Do you want to talk to like a super? She named like a supervisor,
Whoever can
or,
get me on the plane,
well,
sister.
So you think like that? I said a supervisor, or
The next
you know, and she
highest,
named something
like-
else. I said. So I looked at her and I go, get me the highest person you can get me.
I want Mr. United.
right now. Get whoever is the top guy I can talk to. That's who needs to be over here now.
Did she walk away, turn around in a circle, come back, and be like, "Hello, nice to meet you."
Yeah, you're right.
No.
Pull that old
did
trick.
They did bring somebody over, and to their credit, they did get me on the flight. They actually brought up. They called somebody else up too. This nice young lady, who they were like, "Would you mind switching your seat?" And she was like, "No, that's fine."
See, but the switching the seat wasn't the issue. It
And
was that you're not
somebody
getting on
else.
the plane
well,
part of it.
So they offer.
Yeah, the
Because
vouchers.
They, because
vouchers.
it was like the $700 value, so it was
Yeah.
more than the flight was worth. So they offered it, and thankfully somebody took a voucher to take a later flight.
Nice.
So they took money to take a later flight, and then this girl was like, "I'll give up my seat. I'll move." So
Nice.
it worked out, but it was like,
you're very grateful, but at the same time, it was like, why was this even a thing?
yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And then Greg was like, "Well, if they, I'll take a later flight if they can't get out." So long story short, we made it onto the flight.
We all
what's-
made it onto the flight.
What's interesting is when they overbook like that, I wonder how they're prioritizing who had it
Well,
first.
clearly not people that are calling.
It's got to be if you
To
don't
this
get a
day-
seat number, you're automatically considered not priority.
Well, to this day, I don't understand. Like
That's why I'm like, you have to tell them I need it in an email confirming the seat.
I've learned my lesson.
Yeah,
Well,
I've traveled.
and I wasn't even
At least
I
you
wasn't
guys
even
got
it. It all worked out
around.
this time.
Kelsey did the phone calls. I just ended up arguing with the lady.
Oh, don't blame Kelsey.
No,
Here it
I'm
comes.
saying
Oh,
no.
you
I'm not
see how quick
blaming.
that
I'm
was?
saying
I'm just kidding.
I made it sound like when I was talking to her, like I spoke to people because I was like, I had no knowledge of the phone calls other than what Kelsey told me. And I was like, this is what they said. So
It was a 7-line sentence.
It kind of helped in the end,
But
huh?
the-
Run on.
the joke
Bunch
of
of
it was,
unnecessary
I
commas.
don't understand how
Just randomly placed
we
wherever
buy
they
our
wanted it.
tickets together, right?
The comma guy. What?
I never understood. We buy tickets together. You log on. You're literally doing it together. You're purchasing 2 tickets.
Pay
You're clicking
together,
buy.
you
You pay
what-
together. It's on the
same
same
last
card.
name, same, like-
How have they not just learned? Oh, these people are buying their tickets together on the exact same credit card, the exact same time, with the exact same last name. Let's just group it together.
No, but not-
that's technology beyond
No, but
their
not
scope.
only that, when you're purchasing, right? If you're purchasing tickets, one individual's purchasing a number of tickets, then they should already systematically it should try to do a grouping like you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
It should, but they, what they do? They treat it like a concert. You have to pick your own seats. It's like,
And
yeah, I'd
we
love to,
weren't-
but
And
We
as
weren't
you
able to.
purchase now, if you're economy, they don't let you pick your seat as you buy.
Yes,
You have to go back in later and do it.
yes.
And
Which is
we
where
waited too long, which is where
see,
was our
that's,
mistake.
so that might be for personal purchases because from corporate purchases, even if it's economy, I still get seat
Yeah,
priority.
we weren't able to do it during.
So
Yeah.
so we made it. We made it on the flight.
So let's get to the happy part of the vacation.
Dak-
Oh, the happy parties they made on the flight. It's
Declan
awesome.
was a champ on the flight. He was good.
I
That's
saw the
also a happy
Snapchat.
part.
It was awesome.
He didn't.
glad.
He was good. He didn't cry once. He was.
You
pretty
only
good.
once.
I do. It did leave me with. So United has the tablets right in the back of the seat.
Yeah.
So when he fell asleep, I got to watch the first 30 minutes of the movie If,
Oh, okay.
Oh,
and
cool.
then on the way home, I
Nice.
got to watch the next 30 minutes of the movie If.
Why only 30 minutes?
I haven't finished it yet.
No, but why only 30 minutes? How late is
who's-
the flight?
Because then he woke up.
He was. Oh, I didn't watch. Yeah,
You need
because
to
I didn't
occupy
watch
him
when he was
again.
awake.
Ah, I got it.
So I
he
only-
didn't sleep the whole flight.
No.
No, not the
mean-
way back.
I mean,
Yeah,
that flight's not too long.
he slept on the
It's just
landing
not
of the
that
first
bad.
flight.
4 hours.
It's just
That's
the,
4
the early
hours.
hours is
The landing of the first flight, which was a terrible landing.
That was a little rough.
It was like big bump. He slept right through it. He slept right through it. So we get there.
Bro.
We pick up the
Bro.
car.
That's great.
We pick up the car, which we rented a Ford Escape, which is what the Maverick is built off of, and I loved it.
I had a
loved
Escape. I love them.
it. So I want a Ford Maverick even more now.
Get an Escape.
No, I want a Maverick. I want the pickup truck, man. Come on, man. Don't do this to me in front of my wife. So anyway,
Maverick's the
Supposed to be on
greatest.
my side.
we went, we got lunch, and then we headed to where we were staying.
No, we went to Red Rocks first.
Oh, that's right. We went to the Red Rock Amphitheater.
Oh, that looks so cool.
The Red
was
Rock
really
Oh,
cool.
yeah,
Amphitheater
I saw
was
some of the
Yeah.
pictures.
awesome.
That's amazing.
I said,
Well, we
you know,
ate first,
it
then we
was
went to
little
Red Rock.
Drizzly and stuff, But I did say to
so.
Dave, it would have been really cool to see a show there.
Oh,
It
yeah.
would be really cool to see the show
Yeah.
there.
Is
at
it
some point.
outdoors?
Yeah,
Whole
It
thing?
is,
entirely
yeah.
outdoors.
It is, and there's people that run the stairs.
It's free to it's free
It's
entry,
free for
free all
the-
that
it's
kind of
free for
stuff.
the
So I mean,
public.
like if I lived within an hour of that, I'd be there like 3 times a week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we did go to Red Rock Amphitheater, but we ate breakfast. Then we went to the Red Rock Amphitheater, and
Nice.
then we headed out from there to
Breckenridge.
which is a very cool town. So we stayed in a little condo, like a ski lodge,
Nice.
right there. Like literally, you come out of the ski
Like a
lodge.
5-minute walk to town.
Yeah,
It's
5-minute
right there.
walk down. We didn't really go into town too much Friday, right? I don't think.
Well, Friday we got there and we basically turned around and went right back out to the.
They had a welcome party. They had a welcome party for the wedding.
For the wedding, yeah.
So
got
what
it.
we didn't know, and what I've learned about Colorado, is as soon as we get in the car to go to the
I just want to
welcome
get to the
party.
part of him driving on the mountainside.
well, this is the first part
That's
of
where
the
he's getting
driving.
to.
It's
Yeah.
the first
So-
taste of it.
We head out to the wedding. The wedding's 40 minutes from where we're staying. 40 minutes of
Which we
twisty-
knew, but like
twisty, turny roads. So let me clarify. These roads are up mountains. At least these do have guardrails. So Kelsey drove to the welcome party. I'm very tired. We've been up since 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I fall asleep in the car.
okay.
I'm out. I awake to we're on the side of a mountain.
He's in the passenger seat.
Passenger
Awesome.
seat.
Awesome.
Kelsey's got one hand
And
on the
he
wheel.
hates heights.
No.
It is?
Kelsey's got one hand on the wheel, and with her other hand, she's taking pictures of the
video.
scenery.
You lunatic.
And I'm like, so I wake up, I'm like, what the hell are you
Just
doing?
smacks the phone out of her hand. No.
I'm like, Well, the scenery's so. I'm like,
Hey, I
I'm
appreciated
asleep.
those
There's a
Snapchats.
1-year-old in the back of our car.
I don't want to be part of the scenery.
She's like, oh, it's fine. I was like, put both hands on the wheel. Just put the phone down. Put the phone down.
And then the
So-
caption she sent with that Snapchat was, Dave is terrified of Colorado Road.
No,
That was in Rocky
No,
Mountain.
that
No.
wasn't the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw that.
So we
was
did make
later.
it to the welcome party intact. No thanks to Kelsey's
Oh, shut up.
crazy driving. The welcome party was good. It was at the. It's like a barn.
It's like a ranch.
It's a ranch. So they didn't
Like
let us into
multiple
where
like
the s-
buildings to have events.
Yeah, so they wouldn't let us into where they were doing the.
They had the reception in like a separate barn.
So they let us at this little thing, which was nice, and then we stayed for a little bit. We were late to it, and were we late? No, we weren't.
Yeah,
late.
we were a little late.
We were a little late. It was nice. We said hello to everybody, met some of the cousins, and then went back home.
We
and
went home
slept.
because we were tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding, right? You got we made it
So-
on time. We're here, or at least
So
alive.
Saturday morning we wake up and we decide
And we
we're
were
gonna
2
go-
hours behind anyway, so like,
Yeah, because
it
of
was
time
2 hours
difference.
ahead for us.
So we wake up the next day, Saturday morning. The wedding's not till later, so we go to the town of Breckenridge. What a cool town!
What was the coolest thing there? What'd you like? Besides the look was awesome.
I mean, everything was
It's
cool.
a very.
We walked around.
It's a very like I don't want to say resort. It's a very mountainy town.
It's a touristy
It's
town.
picturesque.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
It's, I mean, the main street itself was cute with all the buildings and the architecture and just the cutesy little stores. I mean,
And it's like
very
it's like set
touristy,
up like
but
row buildings, right?
Yeah.
Like they're all
Yes.
next to each other.
and then there's little alleyways
One
where
day.
there's more behind. And
Love
so
it.
we
Reminds
went.
me of like certain areas of Boston.
So
kind of
it
like-
was cold when we first got there. So I was like in sweatpants. We actually had to go back to the townhouse at some point and change because it was.
it
like,
got hot.
Hot.
Really, yeah.
Yeah.
We,
had to go
the
put
first
shorts
thing we
on,
did was
so
we
it was
walked
like-
and we got crepes. We got crepes for breakfast.
with Nutella.
Yes.
She got Nutella.
got
I got peanut butter chocolate chip banana.
Oh, that's good too. That's really good. Something about
sounds-
peanut
It was the
butter
most.
and banana.
It was the
so
most
good.
expensive
Yeah, I
street
don't
food
know
I've
what it
ever
is.
seen in
This
my
goes
life.
really well together.
Now,
Yeah.
did you guys ever, as a dessert, not to leave this topic, but just because you said banana and peanut butter, you ever just take a banana, cut it up, and put peanut butter on it, and then
Yeah.
eat it as a snack?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just
All the time.
checking.
No.
You've never done that?
No.
I've
all
heard
the
of it.
time.
I've never done it myself because it doesn't really appeal to
It's
me.
really
an
good.
Italian thing,
But
because my
Mm,
family
yeah.
we would
Well,
always.
that would
I'm
appeal
into
to
it
me.
because
my, um,
I want
you
the peanut
ate some
butter
of
with
my
the
crepe?
like
My
with the
dad does
protein
it.
with the potassium.
Yeah,
At the
I
same time.
didn't think of it that way. I just wanted
So
yeah, my parents
peanut
do
butter
it.
on my banana.
we got
It tastes great.
It
we
does
got
taste really good.
tea. We got tea, but there was a Starbucks, but there's all these local coffee shops. So we went to a local coffee shop. I got sunglasses because I forgot sunglasses, and we were like, we're gonna
You
hike. I need
stop letting him
sunglasses.
buy things. You're like a prima donna. Just like, no, don't buy nothing. Suck it up. Squint your eyes. Too bad you forgot.
But we did
Yeah.
find
Much nicer.
Exactly. Like, deal
there
with
is
it.
there was this awesome clothing store, Ohana. Like
Same
like,
name as our Spartan team.
same name as our Spartan team. So we had to go to the Ohana store, and we both bought something.
And they
that
had to
she
buy
bought
half
it-
the
Did you
store.
see Stitch for the movie?
it was
the
a great
live
story.
action
Yes, I
movie?
did see
He
Stitch.
looks awesome.
I did see Stitch for the live action movie. I
He
did see
looks
the
awesome.
teaser.
I am slightly less pessimistic about it now.
Yeah,
So
did,
look
did you
good.
see it yet, Kels?
He looks good.
So
He looks
I bought like a sweatshirt, like a crew, and she bought a T-shirt. And we did get Declan a Colorado shirt, but we bought it in a youth small so that like he can wear it.
We
4
bought it
years from
big
now.
for like a couple years from now.
Yeah.
That's the shirt you showed me. That's the one you
Yeah.
got?
His
Well,
is
the
on
crew, the very
Yeah.
soft one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's
his,
awesome.
his t-shirt's on the counter too.
It's made out of a super soft material, and they have a whole thing on it that gets softer over time.
nice.
But it will also
Fray out.
Pill up.
pill.
It'll
Yeah,
pill up.
fray, same.
So that was, and then we took pictures. There was a big Ohana sign, so we took pictures underneath it.
And the bench.
And we sat at the bench. So we spent most of the day exploring Breckenridge, and then her parents and our brother-in-law and sister-in-law, my brother, your sister, they
Yeah,
made
family.
their
Jen and Greg.
The rest of the
they
people.
made their way to the ceremony. We decided we weren't going to go
It's only an hour show, Dave.
to the ceremony, so we went and got food. So we
Well,
went to
the
this
food at the welcome party Friday night was a little like
Sketchy.
So we wanted to make sure we ate
But
before.
Saturday was way
No, we're
better.
getting there.
Saturday was okay.
Saturday was okay.
We'll get there.
We'll explain.
Luckily, no, they don't watch the show, so you're good.
So what we did is, oh no,
Or do
Keaton,
they?
watch it. No,
Keaton?
Keaton.
Oh,
watch
boy.
it. No,
That's-
so
yes, kitten.
Keaton.
we
Hello, Keaton. Comment if you're
so
watching.
we decided we weren't going to go to the ceremony. We were going to
And
feed.
if you like
Da-
the name, just comment.
we were
if you
going to
like the
feed
name.
Declan. So we went to
Ollie's.
Ollie's, which is a boathouse basically.
Oh, cool.
Ooh, I love
It
that.
was awesome.
What did you eat?
I
You
got
get
chicken.
pizza or chicken?
No, I got chicken.
What do you think he ate?
I got chicken.
She
So
ate
I
it?
had crepes in the morning when we had
But
chicken.
what kind of chicken did you
Chips.
have?
Well,
Let's
it
be
was a-
specific. Come on now.
It was a battered. It was like a
fingers.
spicy battered thing. It was,
Chicken
it was
fingers.
good. It was good. Oh, would you get a cheese quesadilla? You
What'd you
stop
get?
it.
Quesadilla.
Yeah,
what you got?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's like a local food there? Like, I don't know.
We don't know.
I don't
either.
know why.
We did pass a Colorado cuisine, and we're like, it was like seafood. And,
Well, I told
There was
you
a
Down to these
variety. There was
Years
a variety
ago-
It was
of a
weird.
lot of things.
years
Seafood.
ago, my dad went to Colorado because we
not
were going to
adjacent to any
open
ocean.
up. We were going to open up a restaurant there because
That
a
might be
friend of
why,
ours
though.
used
You
to
would've
own.
killed it.
I don't know if you guys
You would've
ever
killed
heard
it.
of the Macaroni Grill.
Yes.
So we had a friend that was a manager / partner in the Macaroni Grill. Sold his part. Went to Colorado because his son was doing competitive skiing, so they would
Right.
drop him out of a
Oh, wow.
helicopter onto the
Whoa.
mountains.
Oh,
So
gross.
my dad's like, I'm gonna go check it out too. It's a beautiful area. Like you guys were in Breckenridge, it's gorgeous there. And I forgot why we ended up not pulling the trigger on it, but he said it was beautiful. I think he didn't think my mom would like the winters because she's not a
sure.
skier, so they're like
So-
heavy. So he's like, we'll stay in Jersey. But he like again from the island that my family's from. It's that type of driving. You're on the side of mountains.
Yeah.
So my dad loves that. Where
sounds
we live
awesome.
in New Jersey near Sandy Hook,
I love
it's
this
like
one.
that. It's
If
hilly.
you go up
and-
Highlands and you get it's up to the lighthouse area, you get
then
that
that's
kind
where
of
we
driving.
live back
Still-
there.
still nothing
So that reminded him a little bit of the island. So
Yeah.
he's like, it won't be as cold. The winters won't be as bad. We'll stay here.
Hmm.
So we almost, had a place in
We
Colorado.
did agree that we're like we would never want to visit Colorado in the winter.
No.
Yeah, it's
No,
rough.
definitely
Like,
Not
if
with
you-
those
if you're
roads,
not
not
a
with the amount of
skier-
snow they
those
get.
roads. No.
No.
So anyway, so
You'll
we
go.
we
Definitely
ate
one
there. We ate there.
Just
We got
experience it.
Declan food, and then we hightailed it to the wedding. Now the wedding was cool. The reception area is nice.
Love it.
The food was a taco truck.
Okay.
That was
this
just
this
the food
is the
in
kind of
general?
venue where they literally had to bring their own like trailer of restrooms.
Yes.
Got it. Because you're
And-
at a
Wow.
bar. Like,
There's
yeah.
no like facilities. There's no kitchen. There's
Okay.
none of
So-
that kind of stuff.
Wedding
off
was a
the beaten
good.
path.
Wedding was a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
time. They're weird. It's a weird mix of ethnicities. So there was 20 people from Finland
Ooh.
because
Yeah.
Jade is Finnish.
Her mom is Finnish.
Her mom is Finnish, and her dad is Nicaraguan. Mm-hmm. So,
Wow.
As far
really
as I can
cool.
tell.
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah,
the
right.
toasts were fun. That was cool. Greg got altitude sickness,
Oh,
so he made it
no.
about an hour into the reception
Did
before
start
he had to
getting
hide.
dizzy? Or-
He got dehydrated. He got dizzy. He actually ended up in the hospital on Monday getting fluids.
Yeah,
my
Jen's- yeah,
God.
my sister sent him to the hospital by himself because
Yeah.
that's how my sister is.
Yes.
He'll
So
make it. I'm dying.
Pretty much.
Eh.
My sister's like, I'm in bed. I'm like, you're the worst.
yeah.
Seriously,
You send
like,
him to the
why
hospital.
wouldn't
You're
So-
still in bed.
send
You're the
him to get
worst.
fluids.
Especially if he's dizzy in a place he's not familiar with,
he's
driving the
driving.
mountains, and you're having him go to a hospital he's never been to.
She's the worst.
So the wedding wraps up.
Just
wedding
to
was
reiterate.
good. So we'll speed it up a little
Sorry,
bit.
Jen.
Want to be clear. Love you, but you're horrible.
So wedding.
She knows.
So wedding happens. So we'll speed this along. It's a good time, and then we get to Sunday morning. Now Kelsey wanted to do the gondola that takes you up to the top of Breckenridge. The gondola's free. It takes you up to the top, and then there's a chairlift that will take you even further up.
What's
Oh,
that
yes.
outdoor? Did you guys do the outdoor luge thing?
Yeah, it's
saw
the
it.
Alpine slide that's right
Yes.
there. Correct. That's at the top of the thing of the gondola ride.
Oh, okay.
So
I saw videos of it. It was
initially,
awesome.
initially we see and I did one of those in Pennsylvania when I was a kid.
Is it cool?
It's cool.
Oh.
I like it because you can control the speed. They have
Oh,
little
okay,
handles where you
okay.
can-
Steve, we gotta try that one time.
Grandpa's
So-
going down the mountain over there.
So now when we were driving in, the way Kelsey sold the gondola to me initially, I
Was it
pictured-
romantic
I pictured like a
boat?
wider
Excuse
thing.
me.
Well,
I
whoa.
sent you a link with pictures,
And
and
it
I
looked
said, "Would you do
wider
this?"
than it was.
Was it like literally like a one-person canoe with 3 people in it?
No.
It shows you a picture of
It's
an
a ski
enclosed
lift gondola,
sea lift,
you know?
basically.
So, but
thanks.
it's enclosed, but it was more narrow than I expected. And your dad said it was more narrow than he thought it was too.
All I had to go off was pictures, same as you.
But so I manned
not
up.
my problem, you
I
don't like
manned
that.
up and I did it.
Those are facts.
So me, my mother-in-law, and Kelsey did it. Her father was like, "Yep, no chance." So we left
Later,
Declan.
Dave.
We left Declan.
We left him with Deck.
so we had
That's cool.
company,
That's
and then
cool.
we took off to the top.
that he had
And at the
company.
top, they had the
Here's the
Alpine
baby.
slide. They had this big
So
resort.
how do you get down?
you take
Same
the
way.
gondola back down?
That must have been so exciting for you.
They take.
Looking down.
They do. So
Stay with the wall. Stay
they
with the wall.
do.
You're like, remember to breathe.
Right, and then again, and there's my wife who's like, "Oh, I need a better view over here." Stand up in the gondola to go to the other side
With
of the
the cell
gondola.
phone leaning over. Dave, look at this.
So at the top though, there's the Alpine slide. There's this big
I hate
resort.
to send me right next to Dave.
There's this big,
Yeah,
awesome
yeah.
resort. It looks like awesome. I can't. To be there in the winter would be amazing because it's gotta look amazing. But
But
getting up there in the winter,
No
with
bueno.
snow and wind, no thank you. But so there's a mini golf course at the top. So there's resort,
cool.
mini golf course, like a kids thing, the Alpine
There was like a
slide.
blow up area.
And
You
then
can go
there's
mountain biking.
the-
You can go.
they call-
There's like it was a trampoline thing.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a full.
Oh, yeah,
setup.
full
And
on.
then I
entertainment
mean, if
setup.
you're up there, you don't actually have to come down because they have 2 restaurants. They have, and then the super chair they call it, which is the ski lift you have to pay for that takes you up even higher. And there's people mountain biking down this thing, and it looks crazy.
whoa.
So
Were you all about that? You were like, "Well, I want to try that."
no,
Not you.
no,
really.
she's not into mountain biking.
No.
So then we make our way. So
But
after
even
we,
the super chair, you wouldn't have went up there.
Oh, I would have done
Oh,
that.
yeah.
See.
Yeah.
not me. That one's open air, fully open air. You're just on a bench connected to a string, carrying you up a mountain.
With a cross.
No, thank you. So.
You just say your Hail Marys.
So we did actually. So after we came down the gondola, we said our goodbyes to our parents, and then we took off to go to Estes Park, which is right outside the Rocky Mountains, like where you stay if you're going to hike the Rocky
Oh,
Mountains.
cool. Very nice.
So we made it to Estes Park, and then basically just checked out the park, bought our pass.
We did
Checked
a little
into our
drive through to
place.
see like where things were.
Yeah, and then
We went to dinner.
went to dinner, and then which by the way, Kelsey picked the spot.
Wait, are you saying that because you're about to say it's bad?
No.
It was some place called like Papa's
It was a
Pizza and
pizza
Grill, and I'm
place.
like, it had pizza in the name. I said,
You're
a
not on
grill.
the
There
East
you go.
Coast
Yeah,
anymore.
pizza,
Oh, I
bro.
know that.
Well,
oh, I know
so-
that.
so-
But you didn't have to get pizza. There was chicken fingers on the menu too.
No, I got pizza. So we
Was
sat.
it rubber with
Oh,
red liquid on it?
I have never. I looked at it. I said, I understand why half the country thinks
Why is it
Domino's.
plastic?
I understand why half the country thinks Domino's is like.
Great.
Good.
They brought this out. Now people are raving about this thing, like around us, and I look at it and I'm like, it is a step below Wawa pizza. It
you
is
take
what you would
pictures?
get. No. It is what you would
David,
get.
you're on location. I want to
It
know
is-
the
it
ruin
is-
that you experience
It
along
is
with the
what
success.
you would get at. It was Disney theme park pizza, but like not as good.
which wouldn't be bad if they weren't saying it's the greatest pizza there.
It was unbelievably bad. I mean, truly.
We would have killed it in Colorado.
God,
I
you
would
would've
have.
killed
it.
I would have
People
owned Colorado.
People
right now.
watching, do not get pizza outside of this area.
You know what the hardest part is, right? It's not necessarily following the wrong setup process. You have to have the material, the raw supplies brought in.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
locally, they just don't have what they need. Like,
Yeah.
we
True.
have some of the better restaurants, even on the West Coast, are flying material from the East Coast.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
Sure, yeah.
crazy.
It is, yeah.
Where
So,
they-
That's what makes them
so
the best on
just,
the West Coast.
that was a side note how disgusting that was.
That's the main note that I've taken back
So-
so far. That and you going up a crickety mountain
So,
side.
so
I
now
don't
we're
wanna
getting
do
to
that.
that. So Monday morning,
Look, it's
the-
me. I'm Kelsey. I'm
the
driving.
day we're gonna hit the park.
Well, I mean, first of all, actually on Sunday when we were driving to Estes Park, that we went through
Oh,
Loveland Pass.
Holy
There was some
cow!
like a road work or an accident or something, a backup
Yes.
on the main road we were going to take there, the more direct way. So it took us to Loveland Pass instead, which is maxes out at like 11,900 and something feet.
Yes.
And you know, it's your
And
windy,
it's
no
sweating
guardrail
down.
roads.
Oh man, it was a drive. But at least
Dave wasn't happy about it.
No, I was not happy.
That was the first time he said these roads are terrifying.
So
Right.
that video you sent of you driving alongside like
Getting-
that ledge. So
Getting-
in Eastgate, which is where my family's from, those are all the roads without the ledge. And my dad and my uncle were like, "Hey, this is a great time to teach you stick shift."
Oh my god.
And I was like,
yeah, great.
"What?"
So
He's like, "Yeah, because you have to keep going or then you fall." And I'm like, "This is the worst ever."
so we're at.
I've never sweat so much in a 3-minute drive in my life.
So we're at. So
the worst.
we go to the Rocky Mountains. So now we're going to the park.
Okay.
And the first thing we decide to do is what they call Trail Ridge Road. Now,
Okay.
having gone to other national parks, we had done the scenic drive in Zion. We had done the scenic drive at Shenandoah.
And Bryce
this-
Canyon.
And what?
And Bryce Canyon.
And Bryce Canyon. We did the scenic drive there. So it's a scenic drive. That's how they describe it, a scenic drive. So I'm like, great. I've done scenic drives
No, it's a
places.
C. Nick drive. You have to follow this dude Nick and not die.
Watch him
So,
drive. Yeah.
right around the first bend. Now, what it does is it takes you up to a visitor center.
Okay.
Now, the visitor center is the highest visitor center out of any national park.
That wasn't
How
your
high
first
is
warning.
that?
So,
Almost 12,000 feet.
That wasn't
Like
your first warning?
11,996 or something.
Oh
so
my god.
right around the first bend, I realized. So the first thing you see is just
Wrong move.
you see
not in
little
Kansas anymore.
stone, like a little stone wall that's maybe up to my shin, and then nothing else. There's no
I
guardrails
would have
after
been
that.
3 miles an hour.
There are zero guardrails, and it's a two-way road, so people are coming at you, and
And the
I
speed
might
limit
need
is
to- I might
35
need this
the whole
on
way.
this
and the
conversation.
speed limit is 35.
Get out of here.
So people are going.
So 45.
So people are
5.
going 35, and so if they get behind you, I'm like, oh, I'm not going any faster.
Tell me you had like an entire mountain row of cars
Let
behind
me
you.
tell. No, I was
yeah,
very
yeah.
good. There's a couple of pull-offs where you pull off to take
What is
pictures,
your first time driving on a
We
mountain?
could lose people.
and you could like pull over and
Lose
lose
the
people.
aggressive
But
people.
I had to stop at one of the pullovers to go to the bathroom, which is just literally you go to the restroom, and it is a hole.
To the side of the mountain.
You go into the restroom,
Basically,
and it's
yeah.
a hole with a toilet on top of it, and that's it.
That's how we go camping. It's always
So-
like that.
That's really
Because
funny.
we were already
This
at like
thing- so I
10,000
am-
feet. I mean,
Yeah,
where's
like-
it going to go?
I
Yeah,
am
down.
I am 2 hands on the wheel,
Below it is the fresh
white
lemonade stand.
knuckling, white
Only for
knuckling
tourists.
this, and like I'm like feel my hand, it is sweating.
He had the clammiest hands.
I was like, this is crazy. So my whole plan is I'm gonna look at the road ahead of me. I'm just gonna focus on the road.
Great plan.
I'm just gonna focus on the
Awesome
road
plan.
and the turn.
That's normally how
And-
you do
And then the mountain goat jumps out.
No. But when you're driving, you're usually, you're looking around a little bit. I couldn't look to my right.
I was
because
like,
it
Dave, look,
just-
don't talk to me.
It was just mountains and
Woman,
death.
don't talk to me.
So
We are surviving.
as I'm trying, I'm like white knuckling. Kelsey's like, ooh, look at the pictures. And I'm like, I just want to. So we get to the top. We get to the first real one where we both get out. We walk out, take some pictures, get back in the car, and as I'm out there, we took turns getting out because Declan was asleep. So as I'm out there, I still see cars because I'm like, oh, we're 100 feet from the top, but I look over and I still see cars in the distance driving, and I'm like, there's no way we're still like, there's no way.
We can't be this far.
So we get in, and we are that far, and it gets scarier because now we got to go through the two.
It was. I think we went like 20 miles.
Yeah, and we got to
I
get.
think it
through,
was like 20 miles one way. It took us like an hour.
That's a long time.
It is
on side
the
of a mountain.
again the highest continuously paved road in North America, the continent, North America.
That's
So
crazy.
it's high. So
Listen,
I'm
if
like,
anyone's facing their fears, Dave, it's definitely you,
So-
man. Good job.
we get to like, oh, this is the highest part of it because there's a pull off there. She's like, I'm like, I'm not pulling off. We're going. Now, mind you, we hit Cutter. What is it? Rock Cutter.
Rock cut.
Rock Cutter. Like they
something, I
gave the
think.
best like little name. So you got to picture her like 11,000 something feet.
The very highest point of the road, I think, was almost 12.2.
Right. Because it goes and then it dips a little bit.
Yeah.
So regardless,
Just to remind you,
So-
you said yes twice.
right at around 11. So we're almost at the
Technically
peak.
3 times.
And there is some jerk riding a bicycle.
Oh no.
So he
Oh,
rode
yeah.
his bicycle.
There were
Oh,
lots
listen,
of people on bikes on that road.
trail
Actually.
rig
Listen,
road.
I have
A
enough
bicycle,
problems
a
with bike
pedal.
people in this
Yeah, but
state.
that's
I
less-
cannot imagine it up
That's
there.
less stressful, just more on your body. It's
but-
kills you.
No, but how did they get up there?
Oh yeah, slowly.
By being an animal.
We
Yeah.
started
Not
at
up
like
there.
700
You know what? Though, but if he's
feet.
been doing that since he's like 13,
Oh, he'd be used
you
to
know
it,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh my God. So we eventually get to the top. I'm like shot at that point. I'm like, ah. And
Dave's
then,
never sweat so much in his life.
Right?
my hands were
Legitimately.
like, I was like a young kid on the first date. I was like,
He was like, feel my hand. I'm like, ew.
so
Did I not?
we made it to the visitor center. We went in. We have
Way to
one
be
of those-
supportive.
we have a
You're
national
like, just
park.
stay in the car.
I try.
We have
my hand.
I try.
so if you hike
At
national
least she'll
parks,
take you to the hospital.
if
but-
you hike national parks, you have a passport book, and each
That's
visitor
cool.
station has a stamp. So you get them every.
Did you send us a picture of the updated stamp? I think it did. Maybe not.
I
should.
think
don't-
so.
I thought it did.
So
I kind of remember that too.
so we stamped our thing. We did a little shop. They have a little cafe at the top, so we ate at the cafe.
Nice.
I was starting to feel the altitude a little bit, and they have these little pills.
Oh yeah.
Not FDA approved, but like
Of course.
they worked. They worked real quick. And then we decided to get out. So at the top, there's a visitor center, and there's another walk up higher so you can get the view. So we strapped him on the backpack for the first time, put him in his hiking backpack, and we walked up to the top.
That's really cool. I didn't know you guys got on that.
Yeah.
Thing's
You
amazing.
didn't see a picture of that?
I don't know if I saw it. I might have to look at that later. You have to show me. Who
Oh,
had the
I-
backpack? You guys take turns?
I had it the first time, and then the second time we used it, she wanted to use it, so we switched.
Nice.
And then I did it the third time.
So what brand hiking backpack do you have?
Oh, it's an Osprey.
Osprey.
Just
So
like
you recommend that? if
Not
anybody's
sponsored.
Oh, yeah.
going? Yeah, not a sponsor,
But we'd love to
well,
be.
so our regular hiking packs.
Unless you want us to
like
do.
my regular hiking backpack is an Osprey. We almost didn't get this one. Actually, this is Kelsey.
This
and I
was
were
a
going-
very last minute purchase.
We were going back
Oh,
and
yeah?
forth. And I said, I
came
want to
on
get
Thursday.
it. And yeah, because you didn't want to get
While
it.
you're on the phone with the airport?
I was iffy about it.
She was iffy about it because she didn't think we'd need it for the trip.
I was like, I didn't know how realistically how much hiking we'd actually be doing.
but the
'cause we
thing's
had so
amazing.
little time.
And I've wanted the thing
You
since
guys really made the you maxed out your time.
I wanted
did,
this thing
yeah.
since before the kid
And
was
Dave's
born.
nose.
I wanted this thing since before the kid was born. So I was like, you know what? I'm
Watch
just
this,
gonna
Kelsey
get
can
it.
carry you.
We'll use it. And you ended up liking it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. So we did that little hike up to the top, and then we get back down, and then Kelsey wants to drive the way down.
With
So
cell phone in hand.
I'm already like
I'm ready to
The
drive.
good thing is on the way down, she's on the inside of the.
most of the time.
Yeah,
most of the time. There's parts right at the beginning where she's not. So I have to turn away from. I can't look at. I can't look at the passenger side.
Excuse
So I'm
me, I
turned
was
away,
very well behaved.
and I'm like. So
Wait, I
here's the
would've messed
difference.
with him so much.
I'm nervous. I would still have done that
Here's the
once.
difference. I'm
messed
like
with
2
them
hands
once.
on the wheel. So she's like one hand on the wheel, and then she starts telling a story, and she's like moving her hand, and she's got the other hand on the wheel, and I'm like, put both hands on the wheel. Put both hands
Dave's
on the
like,
wheel.
pull over, I'm driving.
And I was like, cautious, slow. It's gonna drag you down because we're going downhill, so it's gonna try and go fast. Because I driven most of the way.
Because you are much more comfortable driving.
Oh man.
You're
what?
miserable if you don't drive.
I am.
I'm also miserable when I don't drive.
Yes.
Nicole's like, I could drive. I was like,
Well, that's
I'm
me
driving.
too. I'm like, I can drive. I want
Well,
to
the
drive
first
a little
time
bit.
I
I'm
would-
like,
the
you know what?
drive
It's
to
just
work,
easier.
drive
I'm
first-
fine
the
either
first-
way.
well,
I
first
don't
of all,
care if
Kelsey
I'm
doesn't know
driving,
that
if
a
I'm
brake
not, I don't
exists.
care.
you're not married yet.
I don't
So
care.
You
okay,
will.
so you know when you're driving and somebody brakes in front of you,
Yeah.
and then you touch your brake because they're braking.
But if
you
you
don't
don't have
continue
it-
to accelerate.
This did not happen at Colorado, by the
This
way.
happened like once.
Anyway, the
I'm
funny,
never getting
no,
to
no,
you again.
no, no.
Do you trust your spouse to drive? Comment.
trust her to
Comment.
drive.
Before this turns into
Comment.
couples therapy,
No.
everyone
Anthony,
comment
I'll never
below.
get in
Anthony, are you
again.
the driving all the time?
No, no.
Anthony
Or do you
Butts,
let-
If
Joe,
I didn't trust you
Joe.
to drive, I
Joe.
would not have been
Wilbur
like,
Uncle.
yeah, drive down this giant mountain. I trust you fully. But
okay.
on this trip, the first time she
This
drove,
sounds like it, Dave.
the first time she drove was her cell phoning on the side
She
of
wanted
the
to picture the view.
At least she wasn't doing like what the girls do today. Like,
No.
actually looking at the view. At least
So
you're
that drive
looking
is
at
that drive is
kind of where you were gonna
terrifying.
fall.
And you lived, so okay.
You're
Move
here to
on.
talk about it, right?
Move on.
Yeah.
And then
That's awesome.
So then we did
When you
that.
sent me the view, I was already like, ooh.
Yeah, that
So
view
we
was
did
awesome.
that. She got us down the mountain safely, and then we decided to leave and get lunch. And we ended up at a coffee shop that's right on the what is it? Rocks on the
What'd you have?
well tea.
Naturally.
It was
coffee
called, it
shop
was
with
called
that-
Coffee
She
on the
got tea as
Rocks.
well.
It was right outside the park, and it was like right on.
Is their coffee good at least?
I don't know.
We
We
don't
don't drink
drink
coffee.
coffee.
Was the tea good?
Yes.
Tea was good. Yeah.
What'd you
Tea's
have?
good.
What kind of tea you have?
Chai.
Chai? Ooh.
Chai latte.
Nice. It was good. What'd you have? What kind of tea?
English breakfast.
Ooh, how's English breakfast in Colorado?
It's good.
Just as good?
It's good. Not at the hotel. The hotel had a weird English breakfast. It was made by some different company, and they was like with our own unique blend of this and that. And
Oh,
it
right
it
off
was-
the bat, I'm like,
You
oh.
try. I made you try. It was awful. Right?
It was weird.
It was English breakfast.
Yeah, it was not.
It was double E in the middle.
So we left. We got a little.
English.
We got a little bit of tea. It was right around the water, so it was cool.
The pond, there were like so many ducks and geese. Like
Right.
Oof, that's,
So
great.
then
That's cool.
Nice.
we
Except
did
for
that
the geese
there.
light everything up. Forget, watch her walk.
one started coming at me. I was like, let's go.
They're aggressive. I want to
I
take them
hate
down.
geese.
We wanted to get Declan back to the
I want to
hotel.
attack my mom. Years ago when it was their I don't know if it was their engagement video,
Oof.
and my mom was like going up to the geese and trying to give them a little something to eat. And
Bad
by the
idea.
pond.
Ooh,
And
don't
it's
do
like
that.
coming- Now my mom is 4'8", so the goose is the size of my mom. So it's coming at her, and she's like, I was waiting for her to smack the thing because she has that kind of reflex. So she's like, backing up and like, oh, the goose is attacking me. I
On
was
the
like, all
on
right.
the drive down though, there was a guy that got like super close to Kelsey, like the rear end, like he was in a Chevy, and he got super close, and then he's like
I went like
gesturing.
really slow around a turn. And he went like this.
He was
with
like
his hand.
gesturing, like
I
let's go.
saw him behind me, and I was like,
don't
"Don't."
So we
start me.
had pulled off, and that guy took off. We're like, holy cow.
Have fun, dude.
He is flying. So we had left because we wanted to let Declan play around the hotel for a little bit, let him move.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
likes
yeah,
to
on his
move
own, yeah, yeah.
Before he went back, because we had a timed entry. Because you have to get timed entries for certain things.
What do you mean?
For everything, really.
For the
Like
national,
you just get it ahead of
a
time.
lot of
Oh,
national
okay.
parks you have to apply
Like
for
a
timed
reservation
entry.
enter.
Yeah, yeah, gotcha.
Right.
I didn't know that.
So we ended up in
There's 6 national parks.
You
that
do 'em
require
online?
Timed entry. Yeah.
yes. Well, they release them the night before.
There's no
at 7
cost,
o'clock.
but you have to just set
No,
a
there's a
time.
cost.
It's
Oh,
$2.
there's a
It's
cost.
$2.
It's $2.
But they released them the night before. So at 7 o'clock, you have to be like,
There.
7 p.m., you have to be on your phone.
Ready to
booking
go.
your
Yeah.
Ready.
So we had a timed entry for Bear Lake, which is a thing that's very popular there. It was all right. It wasn't, we were like, this is the thing that's most popular here. 'Cause
I mean, I guess it's
That
so
and
popular
pizza.
because it's so family friendly.
it's super family friendly and they're not intensive hikes at all.
Nice.
So
And quite honestly, that picture we got of the lake with like the reflection
Was
of
cool.
everything, that's like the money shot.
yeah.
So I mean, I think that's why.
So
That's
that's
like
cool.
we
the-
did, that was our
Like
first.
your family's in front of there taking a picture.
So the 2 main hikes we got in was around Bear Lake, and then we did up to a waterfall. So, and we did Aspen. What's the fan?
the alluvial fan.
Alluvial fan. So we hit that pretty good.
Alluvial fan. Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
I'll have
nice.
to look that one up. I didn't
So
see that.
we hit that pretty decently. But it was funny because we were talking to the park ranger to help us out with
This was the like the shot.
Ooh.
So
How do you compete? That's like right off of
Well,
every
Amazing.
postcard.
Exactly.
so when we were
I think that's why it was so
when we
popular.
asked the park ranger though for like some different hikes like on the map like
See, that's the Alpine I wanted you guys to go on.
yeah I've done something like that. But we were asking the park
Did
ranger
you
for
Vail
different hikes.
Pass?
No, we did not go to Vail. Vail was another like 40 minutes west of Breckenridge,
Yes.
No.
so it was in the wrong direction.
So, but the park ranger was
Ooh,
like
did your
circling
sister
some
go
stuff for
horseback
us.
riding? No.
No,
Yeah.
she was on her own basically because Greg was sick the rest
Oh
of
yeah,
the
did
time.
you got really? She left him?
Well,
And
we
she just
we
went,
we
"Jesus."
parted ways. From
Did
the,
you guys hang out all together?
No, we
No.
parted ways after the wedding, and everybody went off. and
Yeah,
did their own
everyone went
thing.
their own separate
Like
way
her
after- on
parents
Sunday.
went back to Denver and did like
Oh, okay.
Museum things.
museum
etc.
things. So the,
Jen and Greg stayed in Grand Lake, which is the west side of the Rocky Mountain National
Right.
Park.
So
Okay,
I
that's
will
cool.
I will say this about
Closest to the hospital?
I will say this about
Poor guy.
the Trail Ridge Road
Mm-hmm.
up to the visitor center is only open June, July, and August. Right? There is another road that will take you up
I think it's Fall River
to,
Road. I think they
to
call
the
it.
visitor center.
Anyone would fall in it.
It is
Yeah,
a
especially there.
It is a one-way road. It is only open July and August. It is a one-way dirt road with no guardrails.
So you went.
And your vehicle cannot be longer than, what was it, like 12
feet, 20 feet, I think.
It can't be longer than 20 feet because it is
The
a
sign up to
one-way
that road
dirt.
actually.
So what do you turn? How do they know if there's more than one car? Is there a light there, like stops you?
No, it is.
Well, no, you can only go in one direction. You only
It's-
go up.
Oh,
You only go up. You don't come
But
down
how do
that
you
way.
get- how do you get-
come
You
down.
come down
Trail
Trail
Ridge.
Ridge.
Yeah.
So
okay.
we saw one
Did
or
you
two
do
cars
it?
come. No,
I would have been down, but he was not. So
You could have driven.
no, Nick.
Jen, leave him,
So
and
picture
you go up.
one-lane dirt road like the size of this couch cushion, and you're driving up it. There's just death on
Yeah,
the side, just death.
No, on your,
Just
no,
that.
no, on your left side would have been Kelsey. The right would have been Dan.
No. Oh man.
And she would have been smiling and taking photos the
Not
whole
a
time.
chance. Not a chance. Not a chance.
I love it,
it's
Steven.
a lot. It's
Yes,
to
would
be
you
fair,
like this
it's a
kind of
lot
stuff?
shorter
Are
than
you, you're
Trail
not a
Ridge Road.
heights guy, right? You're
It
fine
was
with
only
heights.
9
Well,
miles.
I think I
Yeah, 'cause it's
I
probably straight
wouldn't
up
try to
death.
do it in my Santa Cruz. I would probably want a smaller car to do
Well,
that.
I don't think your Santa
but
Cruz
you-
would qualify.
But I'm
for
No, I
that.
saying
think
you're,
so,
but
20
heights
feet.
don't bother you.
Heights
though.
don't bother me at all.
No, my feet on
I
the
love heights.
ground. If my feet are on the ground, that doesn't bother me.
No, heights bother you. I'm just saying he doesn't get bothered by heights. Look, she knows
No.
you're lying. She can tell.
No.
His
But
feet
like,
are on the ground most of the time.
I do not get
No,
bothered
like,
by heights as long as the
like
area
when
that
we
I'm
did
in is
when we
secure.
did the hike up to the 12,000 at the top, that
Yeah.
doesn't bother me at all. Like if I'm on the ground, but driving,
That's
that
a
was
different animal.
terrifying. I don't like roller coasters, and basically that's a roller coaster I can
Yeah,
control.
don't go in Pennsylvania. There are some back end roads there
Nothing-
that are
First of all,
wild.
would not bother
like
me.
Colorado. I
Would
get
not
it.
bother because
I'll-
after we did that road, now I'm whipping around turns. The rest of it, like it was fine after that. I was like, wow.
Yeah, when we had to get up at 2:30 in the morning to drive back to the airport on Tuesday.
Oh, you had another nasty flight back
It
time
was
wise?
the same 6:30 flight.
Oh, why
But
did you
I
guys
was-
punish yourself.
I
Because
was,
I'm trying to get him back in time for work.
yeah, because I came back. I worked Tuesday. So
What, you had coverage.
let me tell you
Tell
though.
him that.
After doing that, I was like, this is nothing. So all these little roads, there's a guardrail there. I'm fine.
Yeah, so
let's
at
go.
3 a.m. driving back to Denver, he was like, "Oh, this is fine." And
Yeah.
pitch black darkness. It's
Yeah,
all
no,
right.
it was because it wasn't. Who cares?
it.
It wasn't.
You're
It wasn't.
toughening yourself
It
up,
wasn't
Dave.
Trail Ridge. But I did. If I had my Mini Cooper, it would have been nicer because that thing sticks to the road. I'm more
yeah.
confident. I'm more confident.
Oh,
in
what'd
that.
you rent? What'd you guys rent again?
Ford Escape.
The Escape. Yeah, you said that. Yeah.
So
Cool.
anyway,
Did we have
That's
any
a lot
other
of cool stuff.
topics
So
to go
overall,
over?
you liked
Does
it?
that
It was a
max
good
out
trip.
the
Yeah.
list there?
You would go
we
again?
definitely are making
We're
plans
getting-
to go back eventually for a longer trip to
Winter?
devote more time to. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
You don't ski, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Nicole loves skiing.
We
She'll
hike-
ski
we
and
don't-
ice
Rob
skating.
this
I
past
hate
winter.
neither.
we hike. We
I
don't
like
ski.
ice skating. I don't ski. I don't snowboard. I would snow tube, but that's
Snow
it.
I would
tube is
snow tube.
interesting. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
we should-
That's pretty much it.
Have
should
you
plan
been
a
on
snow
a mountain
tubing
snow tubing though, like an actual mountain snow
Huh?
tubing?
Blue Mountain.
Yes.
Does snow tubing.
Oh, we
So-
can go down instead of up.
Right where the barbed wire call is, where they do the snow tubing at Blue Mountain.
That's
So-
perfect.
We like
We'll just be
hiking,
like,
but we don't
it's in
ski.
the fun way.
I like
We
that.
like ski mountains for Spartan races, not for skiing on.
Yeah, I only like ski mountains when it's warm.
So yeah, no,
Right,
that was
when I see no
basically
snow, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
that was basically the trip. I think
We had a good time.
we had a good time. It was good. Remember those Crocs that I bought?
Yes. How were they?
Wore them the entire trip.
So they're definitely going to go on a Spartan race with you.
I
What are they
hiked-
called again?
Those were the Satisfy.
The Satisfy ones, right? The Satisfy collaboration?
Yep.
They fit the words.
I think this is where Kelsey checks
So
out.
the only thing I can
No,
say
she
about
loves
them
it.
though, the elastic, so it has that elastic pole
And yeah.
that does loosen up as you go.
Well, you were saying you already felt like it didn't get as tight as you wanted it
It
to.
loosens up as you go too. So
So back to the original
so
plan.
our second hike,
You duct taped it.
which is the long one up to the falls, it definitely there was a couple times I had to stop and kind of pull it tight again. But
So
they
no
held up.
Crocs. You can add a little bit more tension to that piece
But
of it.
they held up though. I mean, if we were doing more advanced hikes, like the higher
That would've been a
altitude
problem.
hikes, I would have worn my hiking boots.
Got it.
But for what we were
In
doing,
other words, his
it
Axel
was okay.
Crocs.
No, I have actual hiking boots.
I know.
But yeah, for what we were
From,
doing, it was
From Crocs.
no zero shoes.
Boo.
Zero Crocs.
Traitor.
But it was a good time.
Crocs own
So
zero
that was our trip in a nutshell.
Nice.
We didn't do
That's
anything else
really
really.
cool. I mean, what else you have to do? It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
in a
that was
very
a
Yeah,
lot
we
of
fit a
stuff,
lot of
yeah.
things into 4 days. So
Yeah, it was a lot in 4 days.
with a
for real.
baby. With a baby.
I
And he
sat
was
with
a
the
cat.
And Declan.
And
No,
Declan
but seriously,
was
Declan
doing
was
the
a champ. He was good.
Every picture you sent, he was in a great mood.
Yeah.
yeah, except like sleeping. The first 2 nights he didn't want to sleep with us, so we had to situate him on the bed, like so he had his own space, and it was.
Oh, yeah, 'cause you
we-
guys-
What a prima donna.
Well, we just figured it wouldn't be a big deal for him to sleep with us for the 4 nights. Like, okay, fine. But yeah, the first 2 nights, he wanted nothing to do with
Right.
us.
So then when we checked at the hotel at Estes
He's
Park,
like, I've been sleeping by myself this
so
whole
the,
time,
the
Mom."
first,
You asked for a
so
crib?
so
Leave
in,
me
in
alone.
Breckenridge it's a ski lodge, right? So you're basically on your own. They're
They're
individually
individual
owned.
furnished
They're
condos.
individually owned
Like, you can't get
condos,
extra
and you rent out
amenities
the
kind of a
condos.
thing.
Got it. Got
So
it. Okay.
when we got to Estes Park, where we were staying, just Kelsey and I and the kid, it's like a regular hotel. So they give you a free pack and play if
Yes.
you want it.
Nice.
And I
So
thought
we
for
were
sure
like,
he'd
okay,
sleep
we'll
in
get the
that.
pack
It's
and
like
play.
just
This
like
will
his
solve
crib.
our
I thought for sure it'd be no problem.
this will solve our problem. Then the last 2 nights
He
he
stood
didn't.
up the whole time?
He wanted nothing to do with it.
No, the last 2 nights he wanted to sleep with us.
Yeah.
So he was always doing
Sunday
the
night, He was
opposite.
attached to me.
He was
not-
always doing the
just
opposite of what we
fine,
wanted.
Have a kid, they say. It'll be super
Well, because
easy, they
we
say.
purposely booked the hotel had one of those nice jacuzzis in the room.
Yeah.
So we're like, we'll take a jacuzzi like when the kid goes to sleep.
Right.
We didn't.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Didn't happen.
Never. I've never
He
been
would
able to-
not.
Not until now, where we're older. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So we did the indoor water park. Where did we go?
Great Wolf?
No, the other one in the Poconos.
Oh, okay. You went to Camel Beach,
Nope.
Camel
Not
Back,
that one. No. Kalahari. Thank you.
Kalahari.
And by the way, we should go as a dojo. Like we should have all the guys go on
Yeah.
a Sunday.
I'm in.
And come in early Monday. It's great, and you can get really good deals. It was the first time ever where I spent 1 hour with the kids almost to have like lunch, and the rest of the time I was in like the adult swim bar, which was heated. The whole area had an inside outside. and it was had like it was built like a cave. So you go into the cave, you get your drinks, then you go to the outside bar, and we were done. I left to go meet the kids, and my whole body was numb from just the heat. I'm like, oh my God, I was there for 3 hours. It's a long time in heat. I don't want to move. It was the greatest. I felt so comfortable.
So during this whole time, Steve, I
Hi.
was watching my cat in my house.
I just sat there and watched the cat.
Was it amazing?
Watch
Was
the
it so
cat do
comfortable
nothing?
watching the cat?
Yeah. No, the only
Like,
time
hey, Reese's.
she would come over every now and then for like, give me attention, please. I was like, okay, here you go. We'll give you some pets, and then she'd be fine. And then
Then eventually
during the
Steve
night
would be like, give me attention. I'm alone here.
yeah. But
was
during
like,
the
all right.
night, she was very fussy. I guess
She
is
gets
the word.
vocal.
Yeah,
She
she
does
was
get
very
vocal.
very
She meows
fussy
at
during the
night?
night. During
Oh,
the
yeah.
night, yeah, it was pretty fussy.
Ooh,
Yeah.
my
She
neighbor's
kept
got
doing this. I was like,
roosters.
listen.
Oh,
I was like,
no.
Roosters.
Plural?
Roosters. But finish your
Yes.
story first, and I'll tell you.
Well,
Okay.
I was getting to the point where obviously she doesn't understand what I'm saying, but I was at the point where I was talking to her as if she was a human.
Did you pet her?
I pet her a bunch
Because
of times.
usually that
yeah.
stops her from.
Oh
like,
no,
she'll
it
come
would,
in and she
would work
demands
for about
pets.
20 minutes, 10,
Yeah.
10 to 20 minutes. It would work for about 10, 20
Yeah,
minutes.
she usually
So
comes
I would
into
sleep in like
me-
10 to 20 minute bursts, which was fantastic. But I was talking. I was like, listen, you keep doing this, and I'm closing that door, and you're outside. You keep doing this.
She
But
usually
then I
comes
realized
into
that
me at
probably
like
wouldn't be a good
5,
idea.
5:30. But
Yeah.
I usually feed her at like 6:30 during the week because that's when I get up to go to work.
I stayed in that
So-
bed until my normal time getting up. I was
Good
like,
for you.
Reese's,
Good
you
for
can
you.
keep meowing all you want.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
staying
so-
Well,
here.
we
When
have
she
to get up and
knows-
feed her because she knocks Dave's stuff over.
Oh, when she
She's not
knows,
gonna- she didn't knock
Pointedly
anything over,
goes to
luckily.
when
your
she knows
stuff.
it's breakfast time for her, like when it's time for her to eat, she just starts smacking things over and purring, and she'll jump up and like, I said to wait.
Yeah, we're talking about you.
So
you heard me out.
in that note of pets and animals, my neighbor got, I don't want to say 8 baby chicks, and now as they've grown up, we found out 2 or 3 of them are roosters,
Oh yeah.
and they are on the clock 6 in the morning, and then they go throughout the day.
I thought you said that you didn't
That's
hear him.
awful.
Though.
Oh, we do now. They're older, and they are
no.
so. Now, here's the funny thing. I don't know what it is. They don't bother me. If anything, they calm me down. Like, so in the morning.
Sounds nice. Nice
it's-
ambiance.
I'd
right?
rather wake up to that than my alarm. Like, they go off, and Nicole's like, and I'm just like, oh, it's amazing.
I guess
So
it gives
the-
you the idea that like, you're like not in
Yeah,
suburbia. You're
but now
actually like on
our-
a farm somewhere.
I
Yeah,
guess.
that
Like, I
actually
don't know. It
sounds
chills
kinda
me
cool.
out. But
It'd be nice
my
if it wasn't at 6,
the
but-
neighbors apparently are not as chill as I am.
Yeah.
They're as chill as Nicole is right now. And they're like, hey, who's got roosters or whatever? I'm not going to say who, just a
They're
neighbor.
coming around with a shotgun.
No,
All right,
no,
who's
no.
Is
got
that
the
what you're
rooster?
talking about in the Howell Happenings Facebook group? There's I saw
Yes.
some posts. Somebody's like, my neighbor's got roosters, and like, they're like, you have to have the actual address.
No, it's not near me. You don't know where I live anyway. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Lives
I
at.
mean-
So I don't you dare. But
I mean,
it's
Howell. It's a lot of people have roosters in
Oh,
Howell. Like,
well, a lot of people have chickens,
Even-
not roosters.
well,
Chickens.
yeah, but
well, if
even
you're in the farms,
at the
yes,
far
but we're
side
in the
of-
middle of a development.
yeah, but even on the far side of our road here into Brick, like I've been driving down the road and I've heard roosters.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Way over there on Stephen down there.
Yep.
Remind me
like-
not to buy a
Yeah.
house on that side.
Oh,
Anyways,
it's awesome. I don't know. Again, I don't know what it is. It doesn't bother me. For me, what bothers me is like the smell if they weren't,
Right,
and they're very
right,
clean,
right.
so you don't get that. I think we got like twice in the years that they've had it, which is no big deal. The rooster sound, I guess, for certain people, it could bother them. It just doesn't. I don't know. Like doesn't bother me even a little bit. It really does like relax me.
Yeah,
I'd
I don't.
rather
I don't
have
have
it.
a, I don't
think it
you know.
bother me.
would bother me either. Yeah.
Not at all. You know,
So, yeah.
so it's pretty cool. But that's a
That
great
wraps up-
trip,
that
guys.
wraps up our
sounds
trip.
awesome.
Great trip.
Crocs
Sounds like a good time.
survived.
Great babysit.
Warm
Kitty cat-
thoroughly.
Cat's it. Yeah,
Cat's
cat's
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got to meet Meow, or what do we call him? Kickin.
Keaton.
And your, brother-in-law gets to visit a local hospital by himself.
Yeah.
Middle of the
Yeah, I don't
Sounds
know. I
very,
don't know
very
that
relaxing
Brick's
time
aside
away.
From,
yeah. Great
Yeah.
job.
we did
Sis.
actually hear that he got out of the hospital, what was it, Monday, and then they drove up from the other side to the same visitor center we were at, the highest one.
Yeah, they did.
But they were there like 3 hours after us.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he even wanted to do that.
Yeah.
She
but
was
he'd been
terrified
getting
of the
fluids at the
drive.
hospital, so he was.
Jem was
feeling good
terrified of the
then.
drive too,
It
though.
was only after that wore off that he was
Was
feeling.
she?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Greg
She didn't
drove,
like
but
to
she
drive
was.
either.
Yeah, no.
She didn't drive at all.
Your dad would have hated that too.
Your dad apparently doesn't like heights either, it sounds like.
No.
No.
Yeah. But she does. She's on horses all the time. She's always high up.
Honestly,
That's different.
the
Not
gondola.
that high.
Honestly,
That's not that high
to
up.
be truthful,
but still.
the gondola ride didn't bother me once we were
We
doing
weren't
it.
even that high on the
Yeah.
gondola.
It didn't bother me that much once we were actually doing it. And I like being at the top. As soon as I'll show you a picture of the
Yeah, like
before.
once you're there, you're like, I'm glad I'm here. Until you have to go down. To
The
that.
gondola down didn't bother me at all. I was fine the whole time.
Next
The
gondola,
drive,
Venice.
the drive was
Yes.
much worse. That's a different kind of
I would
I've been
gondola.
love
on
to go to
gondolas in
Italy.
Venice.
Yes.
Oh my
No,
god.
but that's
Culture
not the
this guy.
same.
Come on, take him out.
That's not a
Trying.
ski gondola.
You're doing
That's
a great job.
That's not a ski gondola.
gondola.
That's a gondola.
No, I
gondola.
Real
understand.
gondola.
Well, you used to-
That wouldn't bother me at all.
No, because you're in the
I
water.
like water. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. No, the ski gondolas, they get me all the time, too. When I try to go skiing twice of my life, I was like, no, I'm good.
No.
Yeah, that was my exit cue. Just sitting
went
on those
once.
things.
Oh, I
No
will
bunny
say
hop
this
on.
though. In
Yeah, I went
closing,
twice.
the people of Colorado, there's not a fat person in sight. They're super active,
Do you wonder why? You can
And-
go walk anywhere. You're in shape 10 seconds. Just going up the hill.
they're rule
With the,
Also, the
elevate,
food
with the
is horrible.
elevation, it's like
You're not eating anything good, and
the
you're
food,
walking a lot.
and they're rule followers. So when you drive, I made note of it, and then completely separately, her father made note of it. Nobody drives aggressive, and nobody goes over the speed limit. If the speed limit is
this is
Except the
65,
person that was
This is
you.
a Northeast thing. It's a city thing. Like any major city, but it's specifically a Northeast thing. The aggressiveness, it's all us, guys.
and Los Angeles.
It's us. I
I mean, we also figured it was in part
I've heard
the
it's the same
nature
as
of the
New
roads
Jersey.
out there.
yeah,
It's particularly in the winter. Like you can't be an idiot
yeah. So
or
you're-
aggressive
you're
or go
kind of in that
faster, any
zone
that kind
all
of
year
stuff.
long.
Like yeah.
So like
Just
when we
keep
first
being
got out of
that-
the
like that
airport,
all the time.
when we first got out of the airport, I'm like,
Makes
they
sense.
say fast, slower traffic stay to the right, just like New Jersey, left lanes for going. The left lane, they're going. The speed limit 65. They're going 66. I'm like, this is
Animals.
insane. And there is an express lane, which is to the left. That's the only thing that's told is the express lane.
And it's very
That's
expensive.
It's very expensive.
67.
I have no idea. It's just this further left lane
anybody even
that
on
you
it?
can fly in.
Yeah, some people were, but
some
like
people were, but it was like $8
there were
to
stretches
be.
that were $8 or $9
Yeah.
just for that section.
Yes.
I'm good.
Wow.
I'm good.
I guess if you have a lead foot, you're like, I need it. I need it.
And people were flying
you
over
go.
there, and it wasn't that crowded because I'm like, yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't feel like I
You
had
got
to
the
get.
money to burn, by all means.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yep, that was our
Keep those
experience.
drivers over there.
Love it. Well, guys, great stories.
Sounds
Thanks for
awesome.
sharing.
Thank you so much,
you,
Kelsey,
Kels. It's great to have you.
for
as always.
indulging. I never
stay
would have.
over here.
This would
It's
have
all good.
happened. You
I
can stay over
hear.
there.
Yeah,
You're
thank you.
fine.
Thank you for letting
The
us.
camera
talk to you in
stops
your
at
own
Nick's
house.
shoulder there, so
Yes.
you are well out of
You are
camera
now
range.
you are
Fantastic.
now the shadow.
Yeah, you are
half.
now the shadow half
Yes.
of Kickin' and Crocs.
All right. Well, if you haven't already, like and subscribe.
It's true, but can you say the other line too?
Shibuda. Let's kick this crock into comfort mode.
Boom. If you have not already, please make sure that you follow us on Instagram
He
and
thinks
on
that's
TikTok.
a shtick, but sometimes I really don't remember what I'm supposed to say at that point.
KICKIN.in.Crocs.
CROCS.
The best. Subscribe to us on YouTube to watch the video versions of this podcast. Comment below if you have any opinions on any of the various topics that you guys have heard us talk about this whole time. Comment below if you enjoyed hearing Kelsey. And tell us if you want to hear more from Kelsey. Tell us if you want to see Kelsey.
Not happening.
And use the hashtag Kelsey for the podcast in the comment section below. And
I mean,
if,
does this qualify as you being a guest? Not really.
No, she's not on camera.
Not really.
No,
Not on camera.
Nah, it doesn't count. Doesn't count. That does not mean that I won't use her as clickbait for the episode. That was
Oh, but on audio only, she's considered a guest.
technically, I guess.
Right.
What do you think of it? You think about it
Is
that way?
Kelsey a guest? Question
Yeah,
mark?
comment that below. Yes. But if you're listening on audio only, speaking of, then you should give us.
As many stars as humanly possible that are available. And again, you should have us on all of your radios at every barbecue, at every event,
Which
for
we're
the
gonna
last
be
few
at
weeks
both.
of summer.
Radios?
I don't know. I don't know if anybody
Radio.
uses that anymore.
Radio?
You don't think? I don't think people use radio.
Boombox, speaker, I don't
anymore.
know.
Yeah, that works. Bluetooth speakers. Are
Yes.
Bluetooth speaker. There you
Which we're going to be at your house tomorrow, so we might as well just put the podcast on because that counts as barbecue. So
Sold.
We'll just do that. Yeah, good.
go.
Cool.
Isabella will do that.
Yeah,
She will.
perfect. Love it. So until next time, I've been Steve.
Always Dave.
Still Nick.
What do you want?
Exactly.
And you stay kicking.
Laters.
Laters.
People while styling while we run. It's kicking in Crocs. Kickin in Crocs.